The power of gratitude. So change starts with intention. So I really wanted to focus on gratitude being the topic of my persuasive speech, because it's something that really means a lot to me. I hold it dear to my heart. Um, there was a period of time where I was really struggling just with life in general and like my outlook on it. And like shortly after I started consciously practicing gratitude and like counting my blessings and writing things down, most importantly, I really felt my outlook and disposition start to change. Um, it kind of feels a little bit like woo woo at first, but that goes away with time. So definitely give it a little bit of time. And one of the studies that we're going to be talking about also mentions that, which I think is really important and really helpful. So let's move on to the benefits of practicing gratitude consciously. Um, so the first biggest benefit is that it'll greatly increase your happiness overall. So according to a study done by Dr. Robert A. Emmons and Dr. Davis of the University of California and Dr. Michael E. McCullough of the University of Miami, they found that those who practiced gratitude weekly just by writing a few sentences about positive experiences they had were more happier or were more happy, optimistic, and they felt better about their lives overall. They also exercised more and had fewer physician visits than those who wrote weekly about things that aggravated them. And this was a 10-week study. So I thought that was very powerful. Our second benefit is improved sleep, which I think kind of leaches into all areas of our lives. If we sleep better, we're just functioning better overall. Um, so this was a study done in 2009 in the Journal of Psychosomatic Research on how gratitude influences sleep through the mechanisms of pre-sleep cognitions. They found that if you practiced gratitude consciously before bed, then you would sleep longer and you would get a better quality of sleep and hit your REM cycle sooner than those who did not practice gratitude before sleep. And this has a lot to do with how practicing the gratitude focuses on positive emotions before you go off to sleep. Um, so that I feel like we could all use a little bit more of that. I'm definitely guilty of scrolling on TikTok all night. So, anywho, the second part of our benefit deep dive is going to be going into setting yourselves up for success. So, with practicing gratitude consciously, we're going to be making improved decisions. This is because it affects our patience, really. So according to a study done at Northeastern University, it was found that those who were grateful for little things every day were more patient and better able to make sound decisions, um, which definitely can make a huge difference overall. If we're not if we're making impulsive decisions, they might not always benefit us in the long run. But if we can take a moment to just relax, this also kind of goes into easing our anxiety as well, because like if you're less anxious, you're going to be like making less impulsive decisions. Then we can really just take a second to kind of look at the big picture before we jump into things. So the fourth benefit is going to be improvement on long-term health. So for this one, according to a study done by Patrick L. Hill called Personality and Individual Differences, well, recorded in the National Library of Medicine's National Center for Biotechnology Information, those who practice gratitude consciously are more likely to go to the doctor when problems arise, eat better, practice healthier habits overall, and also make deeper connections with people. So that can lower your blood pressure. It also improves immune system function. When we're less anxious and we're focusing more on the positive in life, our bodies are better able to protect themselves. So that kind of just like, they all kind of like intermingle there, which is really nice. Let's see. So ultimately, how can we start doing this? Sometimes I know I have a habit of making things, even that like simple practices, kind of a chore. So we're going to just focus on three good things. So this is the three good things strategy done by Martin Seligman at the University of Pennsylvania. So he mentions how you don't want to overwhelm yourself by like setting a huge long timer and just like writing as much as you possibly can. I don't think that that's sustainable for anybody. So preferably daily. At the end of each day before you go to bed, just like take a pen and paper out, little scrap paper, whatever it is, and write three good things that you experienced that day. And then importantly, answer the question, how did this happen at the end of that for every one of those good things that you wrote down? Because that'll really solidify it in our brains, why we're grateful for it, like what our circumstances are overall. Um, and this goes into my other strategy for how you can start doing this for yourself. Writing is super important for this. All modes of like record taking would work. So if you do speech to text or you type, that's okay too. It'll just take you longer to kind of build those pathways in your brain that you're going to go back to in times of stress and kind of like rely on. So this was a study, sorry. So this was a study done called the pen is mightier than the keyboard. So this is a 2014 study, and they found that when you consciously write things down, it lights up way more areas of the brain than just typing does. So it really solidifies, like, and facilitates learning in general and long-term memory making. Another good strategy for this is also like doodling as well. They found that on top of the handwriting really helps to optimize learning. So if you're grateful for like just having a house, for example, you can answer like how that happened. It's like, oh, you have a good job, you can afford it, or you have great roommates, you can like make that happen for yourself. And then you could draw like a little house doodle next to it, and that'll really help like just get everything in there. And kind of like building on these pathways and building these practices. So, in conclusion, embracing gratitude in our daily lives offers a powerful pathway to enhancing our mental and physical health. And so, let's commit to practicing gratitude, not as a temporary measure, but as a sustained habit. In doing so, we open ourselves up to a world of positive health benefits, deeper connections with those around us, and a more fulfilling life. Remember, gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a choice, and it's one that can lead us to our better selves. So I want to empower everybody today to just give it a week, just like write 3 things down before bed every night. Just takes a couple seconds and see how that works for yourselves. Also, if you do practice that, definitely let me know how you feel about it, because I would be very interested in hearing how that works out for you. Anyway, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody has a good night. Awesome.